Hey, y'all. Wimpy Kragers, hello. Hey, Shell. Hey, Allie. Hey, Amy. Lissa. Tara. Another Allie. Delilah, hello. I thought I was ready, and then I realized, like, I need to stitch this person, creepy cryptid here, and I don't have my key, so I'm gonna just go to the website and get the key. Hey, Beck. Hey, Rachel. Hey, Natty. Jenny. Abby. Feels like it's been 800 years since I've streamed, and I don't know why. Probably hasn't been 800 years. Has it been a while? Help me out, y'all. What's going on with me? I don't think it's been 800 years. I think I've just worked every single day since the last stream. I think that's what it is. Pretty sure that's what it is. Hey, Sammy J. Hey, Lori. Mandy. Leo. Hey, Sonia. Hey, Alchemy Phoenix. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that I'm just tired. You've been out of pocket. It's been 84 years, right? I thought so. Oh, that's right. It's because there was no Sunday. Hey, Micah. So I'm trying to figure out what color I'm supposed to be. It's 7:39. Thank you. I'm just going to go with that. Perfect love and perfect trust. I definitely watched The Craft over the Halloween weekend. What is your go-to Halloween movie? Because one of mine is The Craft. Like, it's terrible. It's campy. I love it. It's fantastic. It's the best. The best. Hey, Crinic Reader. Hey, Ava. Hey, Zamia. Practical Magic. Yeah, Hocus Pocus. I didn't watch Practical Magic. I should watch Practical Magic tonight. Hocus Pocus. Yep. 100%. We were watching Hocus Pocus for like a month and a half because Rosie loves Hocus Pocus. Who else is stoked for Hocus Pocus 2? Like, I'm beside myself. Hocus Pocus and Nightmare Before Christmas. Yep, both of those. Both of those. Beetlejuice. I didn't rewatch Beetlejuice. I'll have to get on that. All the old horror movies. Star Wars. Hey, that's legit. I love the Star Wars. I'm so excited. I feel like Hocus Pocus would not be the same without the original Three Witches, right? Like, Coco. Oh, I love Coco. I feel like Coco is definitely one of my favorite movies. Animated or not, I love it. Midnight Hour, Transylvania 65000, The Tower of Terror. Wow, there are so many. Wade likes a good Halloween marathon. He'll watch all the Halloween movies. Yep, all the Halloween towns. So that was good. Now I have to watch Practical Magic. And I still want to stitch Marissa, M. Kissa, Hotel Transylvania 2. I love the Hotel Transylvanias. Marissa M. Kissa has a really great Practical Magic pattern. It's the one that says plant lavender for luck, blah, 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 blah. Melissa, it's okay. It is okay to not enjoy Hocus Pocus. Your unpopular opinion, that's a legitimate unpopular opinion, right? Like, that's the kind of thing that we can say, okay, agree to disagree. You know? Oh my gosh. Deborah, I feel like you are one of them. Like, achieved. Because, yeah. You're there. I feel like you've made it. Done. Check that box. They're so cool, aren't they? The aunties. I love them. I so badly wanted to be a witch when I was younger. A witch, like in the movies, right? I didn't actually take any practical, like, steps to, learn about anything, but your husband won't watch Hocus Pocus. He doesn't believe. Never too late. That's true. That's true. All I have to do is take an interest and prioritize it. I have to say, like, this is the first time since the last time I've seen y'all that I've stitched on anything other than my model, and I am beat down. Shauna, that's okay. It is okay. This is a safe place to dislike any movie. I should read the Practical Magic series. Oh, okay. So I was beat down. 6 days. I should not have picked up a 6th day at work. That was a miscalculation. But today, blissfully, all I did was stitch on my model, like very low key, chill stitch on my model, packed up my trunk show to go to Pam. It's all packed up. It's ready to go. The printing labels are printed. Stuff's getting taken to the post office tomorrow and UPS. And while I was doing that, I was listening to The Eye of the World from Robert Jordan, the Wheel of Time series, on audiobook. And it just took me to such a, like, comforted place, because this is I've probably read The Eye of the World 9 times. Oh yeah, if you hate Lord of the Rings, can you just keep that, can you lock that inside your heart for me, please, and not not let me know? Diana's right, good call out. If you hate Lord of the Rings, or if you really despise Han Solo, those are 2 things that I do not need to know from anyone. Like, you can hate Lord of the Rings, just don't tell me. Just don't tell me. Yes, a weekend at home. Oh, and what day is today? It's Wednesday. Tomorrow is Rosie's first volleyball practice, and she is very excited, but I don't know if she's more excited or I'm more excited. We got her the little volleyball knee pads, and she's like the cutest thing you ever saw. So cute. So cute. But so big, like so grown up, right? So grown up. I don't know. I don't know what to do with that girl. If you haven't seen Lord of the Rings, that's allowed, but I will, if ever we are together, put it on the TV. Yeah, I will. And you're welcome. Highly recommended, though. Oh my gosh, Mandy, for like a nice, chill, relaxing day, just like put on Lord of the Rings and just like boom, all through them. Yeah, so Jamie, me too. Like, every time, so I think I caught the series, like I started reading the series when there were only 8 books out. I could be totally making this up, but I think I started reading the series when there were only 8 books out. And, Lord of the Ring books in the rain for the win. Yes. Or movies, honestly. And then so every time a new Wheel of Time book would come out, I would reread the whole series starting at The Eye of the World. So I think it's like my 8th or 9th time reading it. It's my first time listening to it. And luckily the narrator doesn't annoy me, so that's good. Mandy, what the hell? I mean, yeah, but like, what are you doing? No, I love you. Of course, you're forgiven. Xanth, I gotta look into that. That sounds amazing. Halloween at Hawkrun. 1 block is great. I mean, you can readjust your goal, right? Like, just because, if they're your goalposts, feel free to move them however and whenever you would like. It's just a goal, and then you reassess. It's like anything. Yeah, it has to be Lord of the Rings extended versions are the best. Okay, Sammy J. Seconds, Xanth. So, done. Mother Bear 13. Hey, Amanda. Welcome. Let me add your actual name onto you so I don't keep calling you Mother Bear 13. Amanda. That's my cousin's name. One of them. One of my cousins. Original Star Wars movies on winter. See, and I feel like those movies, they become so situational. Like, we always watch this movie when this thing happens. Like, we always get together and we watch this. It's just so good. Oh, yes. Micah, get her The Hobbit. 100% get her The Hobbit. And then let her watch the Lord of the Ring movies, I think. I mean, pretty violent, but, like... Emma Tries Crafts. Thank you for the sub. Oh, that's so cool.
Black heart, black heart, black heart, black heart.
That's me lately. Black heart, black heart, black heart, black heart. Yeah, the cartoon Hobbit. I haven't. Oh, they didn't age well for you, huh? I haven't watched the cartoon Hobbit in a long time. A sticky note IOU. That'll work, right? That's legit to give family members a sticky note IOU for Christmas. Oh, Lissa, thanks for the sub with Prime Gaming. Awesome. Oh. Oh, yeah, lots of Amandas born in the 80s. That's the truth, isn't it? So what didn't age well about Xanth? Is it... Because I find some of the... I'm rereading some of the Dragon books with Anne McCaffrey, and I find some of them to be... Maybe they didn't age as well either. I mean, they're not, like... I haven't run into anything problematic, per se, yet. But maybe the female characters... And this is weird to say because I feel like the female characters are written very strongly, but also there's a bit of like, the female characters are strong, but they also need a strong man. I don't know. Like, I can't quite put my finger on it yet. I'm only a couple books into my reread, but cooked pork loin for taquitos and it's super spicy. Yum! I love, give me something that's so spicy that my nose runs. I'm happy. Ah. Race and women's rights. Okay. One year my mom gave me a shawl with the knitting needle still in and then took it back. I feel like that's kind of brilliant. Not great gender politics in Xanth. You know what, do you know what did not age well, I think, is, what did I read? Was it Stranger in a Strange Land? It was like a 70s sci-fi. Iconic 70s sci-fi. Just really, really did not age well. I was, a couple years ago, I was on a quest to read the top 100 sci-fi novels of all time, based on, I don't remember whose list I was using, but I got pretty far into it. Yeah, so no, the Pern series, it's like the women are strong, but they want... I don't know how to explain it. There was like, there was this one woman weir leader, gold rider, queen dragon, right? Everything in charge of the whole like community, and she had been waiting for her partner to like take a strong hand with her, and like I was just like, and it was just that one passage, and I was like, barf in my mouth. You know what I mean? Although, like, whatever, personal preference. But, like, it was just the way it was written that it just kind of... Definitely giving the pictures off of pattern books for stitches that aren't finished. Yeah, that makes sense. It's a handmade gift, right? Yeah, Robert Heinlein. Yes. Yes, it did not age well. I'm glad I didn't read it till I was an adult, actually. Hey, Maggie. Hey, Karen. Good morning. Right. That's true. I mean, think of the source, right? With Robert Heinlein. Think of the source. But I don't know. Like, I'm rereading the Pern books, and I want to reread the Eye of the World, so that's going to keep me busy for a good long while. I'm going to listen to the Eye of the World and then reread the Pern books because I can't seem to really find the Pern books on audiobook from my library. I just think they're not popular enough. So maybe after that I'll go back to my top 100 sci-fi books of all time list. Although I think it's in severe need of a... Oh, the Dune, that's right. Oh, I should do that one too. How many hours was that? 80? More? It's gotta be... That had to be long. I feel like the top 100 everything of all time lists need to be 22-ish, okay? Need to all be updated. I'm on a Pern short story, actually. I just finished Dragon's Eye, which is like the first full-length book in the entire... I'm doing them in chronological order from the planet's perspective. Oh, I can't wait to see the new movie. I've heard the new movie is amazing. Just gorgeous and just really well done. I'm excited. Ooh, I never read Darkover. I'm sure someone here has. Ugh, I can't wait. I can't wait. We might actually, yeah, I'm sure Jason Momoa... When does Jason Momoa make a movie and not take his shirt off? Like, I feel like it has to be written into all of his contracts. The People of Pern. I'm going to go look that up. I used to have the Dragon Lover's Guide to Pern, and I tried to make myself claw all the time and stuff. Like, I was a Pern nerd. I don't know why I'm saying it in the past tense. I am a Pern nerd. I love it. I would go there. Oh, Robin Wood. That sounds so familiar. When you say it with tarot, I feel like...
Made alive. Michelle 256 Hilda.
Kiki M, you finally made alive. Is that Imogen? Pern is life. Yes, agree. Shell, speaking of, I've got to start your pattern. Are you done? Did you finish it? Speaking of done, I could potentially finish this block on this. Maybe? I don't know. We'll see. I hope it's written, Zamia, I hope it's written into all of his contracts too. 100%. You posted the finish in the Discord. Of course you did. Let's boot up the Discord and see what... Whoops. Now it's on the wrong screen and it's covering my face. Can't see nothing. Okay. I feel like I haven't posted in the Discord in an age either. So it's a cross between like, man, I have been working nonstop. Oh my gosh, look at this fabric. Hold please. What? Is this mute but not silent? This is mute but not silent on a rainbow fabric. It's a Harvey Milk quote, I think. No, it's not mute but not silent. It's the, I don't know why I'm calling it mute but not silent, whatever. It's a Harvey Milk quote, charted, and being stitched on this fabric. That is fantastic. I feel like we all need that fabric. Where'd you put it? In your finishes? Please tell me I don't have to scroll back this far to get it. Push your whips. Show me on Twitch. Haha, of course. Look at it. Oh my god, it's so good. Oh, Amy, that's awesome. I'm going to read that then. Oh no, I'm sad to hear that Free Guy might not be good. I love this. I love this and I need it. I love this and I need to stitch it. It's fantastic on that fabric. And of course, Reese's Pieces with his glamour shots. I really like that turkey, Deborah. I really like him. Four, 5, 5. We're going to do 4, 5, 5. I think I want to finish this pants. Empire of the Vampire? Karen, I have to catch up on your Halloween floss tube. I heard it was a hoot. Thanks, Shell. Awesome. Dope sick? Is that a true... Oh my gosh. I feel like Reese's Pieces would be a house turkey if you would let him. Is that right? Or is that me just projecting? I have got to. So I'm loving this break right now because I can stitch on something other than my model. I have been just like single-mindedly stitching my model for what feels like forever now. But it's growing on me. The more I stitched it, the more I like it. So that's good. And the more progress I get, the more I like it. Yes, EMT, we just were talking about this. Like, this is gorgeous. And of course, it's the Hope Sampler. It's Black Sampler September, hashtag Black Sampler September. But you have to tell us what the fabric is. I mean, you don't have to, but we would love for you to tell us what that fabric is. Andrea, yeah, it's my own design. And like, when I first was like, okay, it's done, I was like, and I hate it. But the more I stitch it, the more I realize like that was just me feeling pressure and not being in a good headspace in that moment. And I don't hate it. Oh, mute but not silent. That's not what it is though. This one on the rainbow fabric is the Hope Sampler. Mute but not silent is it's an Amy Mitten sampler. I hope you all love it. It's just, you know what? The colors are very far outside of my comfort zone. Oh, don't be sorry. EMT, we were just absolutely loving on your fabric that you posted in the Twitch. Pugletta, thank you for the sub. We were 110% loving on that fabric, and people need that fabric, so let us know. Dawn, nope, you haven't missed much. Let us know if you know where the fabric came from or if we can buy it, and people, I'm sure, would love to know. Because it's fabulous. Penny the pig, she would live in the house too. The dogs don't get along with the pig, or the pig doesn't get along with the dogs? The colors are, I mean, if you... I shouldn't say. I'm not going to say. But I'm liking it more and more, the more I stitch on it. So, and I feel like it, because it's coming together, because when I approximated the colors on the screen, they really didn't look anything like what the actual colors were. So I think I didn't like what I was seeing on my screen, if that makes sense. But when I'm actually seeing the colors laid down on the fabric, I'm liking it. So hopefully y'all like it. Hand dyed by the Stitchy Ferret. Nice. Okay. You know what? YOLO. Just dye some fabric. What is the absolute worst case scenario? Absolute worst case scenario is you get dye all over yourself and then you've dyed your clothes too. But the absolute worst case scenario with the fabric is you dye it a color you don't like. That's not that bad. It's not that bad. Oh, they would get along, but we're at critical mass in the house. That makes sense. What does the word cryptid mean? Does the word actually mean something? Or are you talking about like the what a cryptid is? And don't worry about being too shy to ask. Like, yes, you do love bright colors. I just, it just pushed me out of my comfort zone. Oh, NPR did a thing about cryptids. That's kind of awesome. Yeah, that's true. If you don't like it, you can always send it to me as a giveaway. Or gift it to somebody else. Or dye it again. Hey, Kim. There's been times... So one of my favorite fabrics that I ever dyed was the fabric that I used for my Halloween Quaker. And it was a total mistake. Like, it started off as one thing, and I kept going back to the dye pots and doing more and more and more and more. And it came out so perfect. And then another fabric that I really love is a brown that came out brown because of that too. It absolutely EMT. I have the Hope Sampler too, and you are spot on. It's the perfect time, the perfect fabric, the perfect everything, the perfect hashtag, everything. Hey, yeah, that's what I'm stitching. I love that NPR had a story about cryptids. Now I have to go find it. Oh my gosh. Karen, thank you. Coming from y'all, like, thank you. See, I also want to start, I have Ruskin's Penguins, and I really want to start that on, Karen, I think I'm going to put that on your beetroot, Ruskin's Penguins, because I just think like a black and white would look so good on that. So sharp. Yep, see? Just like that. And if Shauna is seconding it, that means professionals do it, right? Like, professionals dye colors that they don't love, and then they just think like, oh well, and over dye it, and it works. It works. Oh my gosh, Natty, that sounds amazing. I love the idea of Portland, but I hate the drive up there. I'm so lazy now. Yes, what are you going to put it on, Karen? Ruskin's Penguins, are you going to put it on one of yours? I think it would be so good on, also, what is it? Is it dragon fruit? That's that bright pink? I love that for it too. EMT, go ahead and try. I think I have links turned on, and if it comes up as triple stars, then I'll go check and try to turn the links on. But I think I have them turned on. Eucalyptus. Ooh, I feel like your eucalyptus is going to be my new neutral. I really do. I love it. I love it. Karen, I gotta check your fabrics. I need something that's like a chocolate milkish. I might try hog bristle. I'm trying to approximate the color of perforated paper I'm doing beetroot. So you'll be able to, you do a eucalyptus, and then I'll do beetroot, and you'll get to see it both ways. So it'll be perfect. I'm trying to approximate perforated paper, like that warm, I don't know, that warm tan. And it's been challenging so far. But that's okay. I mean, first world problems. I will be fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, okay. Links are not turned on. Hold on 1 second. Let me turn the links on. Move it over here. Rosie and Wade are making slime right now. I just have to figure out where. Let me try this. I don't know if that worked. Ooh, maybe baked clay. I need either a 36 count or an 18 count Ada, because I'm going to use Sulky. But Karen, I'll message you. We'll talk. Yeah, just share it in the Discord too. That'll work too. I don't know how I turned. Oh, there it is. Okay, so the Hope Sampler. Here's the link for the Hope Sampler. Oh, Micah, I love it. It'll be a freebie. Still formatting. There's a version with the needle and without the needle. That's pretty. Good work. Your kids are about to brush their teeth. Excellent. Highly encourage toothbrushing. There's the Hope Sampler again. Okay, back to Twitch. Yeah, we'll talk, Karen. Oh. I'm tired already, and it's not even market yet. Although I paid my invoice, so I'm going. Although I did hear that I might have slept on the hotel, and now the rooms are sold out. So I'll have to figure something out. I don't know what exactly. It'll be real annoying to not stay at the actual hotel for market, but it won't be so bad. Because if I can get a hotel within walking distance, I'll be fine. I just have to do a little more research because I am lazy. And I put things off. How many did I say? What was that? 5, 11, 6. Does a new Cryptid come out on Friday? I'm pretty sure it does. Hold on. 9. Market is Nashville Needlework Market. So it's our cross-stitch wholesale retail show. It's the only in-person cross-stitch wholesale retail show of the year. And it's where designers and wholesalers like fabric dyers and floss dyers and shops, they get together. Thank you. I love this needle minder. I wish I could remember where it came from. I call it my Emily C. needle minder, and I have no idea where. I probably got it from Jen at Delicious Threads. It was probably either Jen or Abby Topknot, but I think Jen, because she does more macabre things. What was I going to say? Oh, Nashville Needlework Market. So it's, most people just call it Market, but it used to be the only wholesale retail show in cross-stitch, and now it's the only in-person one in cross-stitch, because there's also an online one in August. And we all go to Nashville, and it's at a hotel. I don't remember the name of the hotel. It's one of those with the atrium in the middle. And we take up like 3 floors of the hotel. And all 3 floors of the hotel, every room is a wholesaler. So like designers and fabric dyers and sulky's there and gentle art is there and everybody's there. And then the shops come around and they, in a frenzy, buy things. So you can pre-order from your shops and they will come and get your stuff. And the shops can pre-order from us. And it's not open to the public. Good call. It's NBC Suites, and it's not open to the public. It's only for people who sell cross-stitch and the shops who buy it. So very, very fun and very interesting. And I just really hope that it goes off this year. I hope that it's safe, and I hope that we wear masks. I have a lot of hopes, and I'm sure that some of them will be realized and some of them will not. But, I'm trucking along on my designs. I have 3 designs right now that are in the hands of model stitchers, 1 that's already at the finisher, and 1 that's done, like done, and back to me. I just have to format the chart. So that's super fun. It sounds super cool. I mean, it is super cool. That's why it sounds cool. It's fun. But yeah, they're very, I don't know. I'm excited. I'll book my plane ticket. I got the time off work. Finally managed to plan ahead for once in my life and got my PTO already lined up. So we shall see. A murder at Market. Oh my gosh. Was it actually, Zamia, was it actually Market? Did they talk about Nashville? Nashville is the first weekend in March. I think it's always the first weekend in March. 2020 was my first year going. And there was no Market in 2021 because the COVID was going crazy. But Nashville 2020 was my first year, and it was so cool and so exciting and so much fun. They actually talked about Market. Yeah, what's the name of the series? We need to know. I try very hard not to buy stuff for myself at Nashville. Because designers, I am happy to sell, because everything is sold at wholesale. I am happy to sell my charts at Market as one-offs to, like, if another designer wants it, or we can do a trade or whatever, or to the helpers, because the shops are working super hard. But I try not to come away with too many things from Market. I bought one thing from Expo, and I still haven't broken ground on it. So I don't think I've stitched anything that I bought at Market 2020. I just need to stop buying things. Luckily, this is no spend November, so that's good. So far, so good. 3 days down, 0 spending. I bought some stamps and I shipped some boxes, but that's it. No personal buying. What did I say? Did I say everything? I don't remember what I said everything about. I don't Black Friday. I don't Black Friday. It's no spend November for me for cross stitch. Like, if we see a good gift for Rosie for Christmas, we'll grab it. Oh yeah, not everything is wholesale. That's true. Most of it's wholesale. No spend, no start November. I'm still on the no spend, no start train. I know it's only the 3rd day, but we got to take these as they come. Back, yay for the Cone of Doom. Oh yeah, you can actually buy. We bought necklaces. Bought a necklace last year, or in March, whatever, in 2020. That's okay. It starts on the 31st. Do not count against you. And just because I'm doing no start November doesn't mean anybody else has to do no start November, right? And if you want to do a no start, but then you all of a sudden don't want to do a no start, don't start it. Or don't no start. Start something. Cruel World. Okay. I'll add it to my list. Look at this pants. It's so cute. Am I going to be able to do it? I don't know. We're 38 minutes in. Probably go till 6. Oh my gosh, Andrea, what are you even going to do with yourself? You're going to... Yes, you got Green Man and I got the Humpsa. We're going to have... Andrea, you're going to have so much time on your hands. Oh, yes. Amen. Catch up on the sleep. Spend some time with the boys. Oh, that's going to be so good. Kim, I love that you got caught on Miss Cherry Blossom and you just don't want to... You don't want to stop. I think I'm going to complete my Sulky collection this year at Market. By the boxes that I don't have. I need to find a better way to store my Sulky. I still have it in the box that it came in, like the big container. Oh, you'll be back in their good graces soon. I need a better way to store my Sulky though. Yay! Kim, I love how you're stitching that. I love your fabric. I love everything. So can I just say I packed up all of my models to send to Pam for her shop opening. And I am terrified because every single last one of my models is in one box. And that might be a miscalculation, but because I mean, if anything happens to the box, if anything happens to my box, they're all gone. They're all gone. Oh, that's awesome, Amy. I was gonna 25/7. I was gonna do long dog all month this month, but I think instead what I'm gonna do is when I get done stitching models, I'm gonna just stitch whatever I want because I'm gonna need some like release. I put $1,000 on it. They're probably not worth that much, technically, like as far as the components of them go, but I think the $1,000 of insurance is not enough to cover getting them all stitched again, right? Like, actually, they probably are worth more than that, aren't they? They're probably worth more than that just in supplies. Because if I don't have the fabric anymore, then I'd have to repurchase the fabric. I have the flosses, most of them, but then the finishing, I'd have to pay emotional value. Cost of replacement would be way more than $1,000. You're right. That was a conservative. I didn't know. Thank you, y'all. I told Wade because he was like, nothing's going to happen to this box. And I was like, if something happens to this box now, you're helping me restitch these models. But really, do you need models for everything? You know what I mean? Like, after a certain point of having a chart, do you need the model anymore? Oh, y'all are so sweet. I could not put out enough designs to... I thank you. Yeah, Imogen, I think I would. I feel like with his attention to detail, he would probably be a great stitcher. The emotional value, right? It 100% is the emotional value. But I do see stitchers like, I do see designers like selling off their older models. Like Carriage House just got rid of a bunch of models. And I have to wonder, like, how long do you keep models? And I guess this is probably a good question to ask in the designers group. How long do you keep models? What do you do with the older ones? Do any of them just become like permanent residents at LNS's? I don't think it would get him. I don't think it would get him hooked. I think he would pity stitch them maybe. But that's it. Do you wonder about that? And then I wonder too, like, when I'm done with a model, then I feel like the only thing that I would do if I were done with a model, like if I didn't need it anymore or whatever, I would totally offer it back to the model stitcher first, right? Like, yeah, how many and how big? Most of my, like, you all know my comfort zone is like 80 by 80 or less. So most of my stuff isn't very big at all. And it's either like a cute little flat fold or a pillow. A lot of it's not even framed, really. But I do think, like, returning the things to the model stitchers is a nice, you know, if they want them. I'm sure not everybody wants, you know, if it's not something that you really love, then probably don't want it back. But I don't know. These are the things that rattle around in my head. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the answer is. But I actually might go ask that question. Because how long does one need to keep a model? And some of them I would keep for sentimental value, like my model of love. It's the first thing I ever put out. So I would definitely never part with that just for sentimental value. How does one become a model stitcher? I think a lot of designers have a certain set of model stitchers that they use. I don't know. I kind of like, people became my model stitcher by accident. Like, it's mostly friends, and then just people like friends randomly offering me to be model stitchers. I actually have a model stitcher form that I had people fill out. But then I feel like it's better to keep your group of model stitchers kind of small, I guess. I'm not even sure what I'm talking about. It's always good to have new model stitchers, of course, but you develop a working relationship with people, right? And you know, like, I know who I can expect to stitch on what fabric, and I know how long it takes them, and I know who's comfortable with what kind of design. And I think also, like, I know all that. But the other thing is that the people who model stitch for me are all people who are comfortable taking a picture, shooting me a message, and being like, this ain't working. You know, like, Heather's stitching something for me right now, and she just sent me a picture this afternoon. She's like, I can't see this floss on this fabric. And I was like, crap. That's why I have to talk to Karen about a new fabric, because you can't see that floss on that fabric. And I didn't know that, because, like, laying the spool of sulky on the fabric looked all right to me. But then once someone started stitching, and I feel like you have to have a good enough relationship with your model stitcher that they have to be able to say that to you, and you have to be able to be like, gotcha. Or you have to be able to tell them, nope, go with it. Yeah, I don't know. And then I like to keep the same model stitcher for the whole series, like Keisha. My friend Keisha, who is Accounting for Stitches on Instagram, she's Hildy's model stitcher, and she always will be Hildy's model stitcher. Because she, like, it's weird. She knows Hildy now. I don't know, it's weird. Yeah. I don't know, I like it. I like it. And then sometimes people, too, are too busy in their season of life, right? Like, I used to do some model stitching for Tiny Modernist, Cheryl. I did her whole, what year was it? It was the year where her Christmas sal or her Halloween sal, you could stitch it as a big sampler, but you could also stitch it as 4 individual drums. I model stitched the drums for her. But, like, at that season of my life, I had a whole lot more free time than I do now. So the only thing I've model stitched lately, aside from my own stuff, is some quirky Quakers for Deanna, because they're bite size, and I could start and finish those in a day or two. But I could never stitch like a full sampler model for somebody right now. Just, it's not conducive to this season of my life. I don't know. I guess I'm thinking about getting rid of some of my models. Sounds like it, doesn't it? Especially the ones that don't sell well. Oh man, the Quakers are so good, aren't they? Gosh, the Quakers are good. I'm going to have to stitch them again. Like, so I did the cauldron and the jack-o'-lantern for the Halloween ones, and I'm going to have to stitch them again because the models, they went back to Deanna. But that's okay. I'm totally fine with that. And she used, for her cauldron, she used the color Gentle Arts Kiwi. And it's so bright green, but I never would have thought to use it for a Halloween piece, probably because the name. But it's perfect. Which I don't know why, because I used the color and Cotton Dracula for Christmas stuff, or for winter stuff. It's just a good red. I was totally like, I'm going to finish this spoopy pants. This is bigger than I thought it was. There's a lot to this pants. This is a lot of pants. They're total, and right, like same day, like it would literally take me a day, you know? One good day of stitching, done. That's a good idea, actually. If I ever decided to part with my models, I would definitely open them up probably to Twitch people and Patreon and YouTube first. I mean, I don't know. Like, I guess I was just going to say I'm not sure what the draw would be, but like I own 3 Kathy Barrick models, so, but also that's Kathy Barrick. A little different. Oh, Kim, the Quirky Quakers I find are like the perfect little palette cleanser because after you finish a big project, you can just dive into one, have it done. So nice. So nice. In fact, I might do that after I stitch my model. Actually, I'm not going to do that after I stitch my model because right after I'm done stitching this model, I have to stitch another model, like lickety-split. So it's fine. We're all fine here. Oh, Delilah, I saw that. I think we have fun over on Patreon. Sometimes I get like, I like to stick to a schedule where I post, on Monday I post a vlog, on Tuesday I post a blog, on Wednesday we do a live, on Thursday it's a sneak peek, on Friday it's another vlog, and then on Saturday we do a floss tube. But sometimes I get behind, but usually you get all your posts. Oh, yes. Definitely the seahorse. Me too. Me too. I'm so far behind. I was kind of keeping up for a while with the Quakers, but I got a little bit behind. But I think, like, I could just have a Quaker week, right? We could do a Quirky Quaker week and catch up Quirky Quaker 2 weeks. I definitely slept on that seahorse, and I'm bummed about it. Or I slept on the seahorse set that goes with the, wow, Beck, you're all caught up. I slept on the seahorse set that goes with the Bags Plus thing. But I think we can still get the seahorse, right? You don't have to buy the whole set. You can just get the pattern for the seahorse. I think. I'm not sure. I hope. I hope. And I have the owl, and I finally got some Krynic because I'm going to stitch him like Bubo from Clash of the Titans. Do y'all know? If you don't know, I'll show you. So Clash of the Titans from like what, 1980s. And there's this little owl called Bubo. And I'm going to stitch, oh, you can't, whatever. You can see him here. I'm going to stitch my quirky Quaker owl to look like Bubo. So I'm going to do it all in, let me just move this over. I'm going to do it all in metallics. That'd be fun or what? I think that'd be super fun. I know, Kate, right? Taking it way back. But that movie is so campy. I love it. I love a good campy movie. Also, Logan's Run. Speaking of not aging well. Yes, right? That's when we started. I feel like all of us started loving owls with Bubo. So much attitude on that little mechanical owl, right? I also love in the movie when Zeus is like, Athena, send him your owl. And she's like, like hell. Run, runner. When Rosie was tiny, okay, this is terrible. When Rosie was tiny, when we called my uncle for his birthday, we taught Rosie to yell carousel. Like Wade and I said happy birthday, and Rosie went, carousel, carousel. She had no idea why she was saying it. But carousel. Seahorse is available still. Excellent. Excellent. I feel like those quirky Quakers are like Pokemon, right? You got to catch them all. Oh, nice, Mandy. Nicely done. Yeah. I don't need another floss buddy. Heaven knows. But I am a sucker for a set of things, right? Like you tell me that something is a set. The quirky Quakers are from Deanna at Darling and Whimsy. Let me grab you her Etsy because they are cute. Okay. Darling and Whimsy Designs. My friend Deanna. There's her Etsy shop, and she has a bunch of them. If you just search Quaker, she has a bunch of them. The sheep, right? The sheep. I'm going to do the sheep in like whisper thread. I'm going to do it so it's like a fuzzy little sheep. Oh my gosh, I can't wait. Yep, the Party Cat Quaker is free. Oh, yeah. Yeah, had to snag it. Right, who really needs, like, I don't need anything for cross stitch. I want all the things. Need is such a funny word. Such a funny concept. Oh, did it have a good needle minder? Nice. I love a completely curated set, right? I think I could fuzz the sulky. Yeah. I think I could fuzz up the sulky we got at Market. I'd try that. Oh, I love the fox. And there's a really good sulky that's like, it's not white, right? But it's like a very light off-white to white variegated. That'd be perfect for a sheep. Because sheep are never white. They live outside. Only cartoon sheep. But the Cryptid Quakers are so good. I'm working my way through the Cryptid Quakers right now. I forgot I'm not starting anything in November, so I guess I'm not starting a Cryptid. I guess I'm not starting a Quirky Quaker when I'm done with the model. And I don't really have one underway. I don't think so. Because I tend to start them and finish them like the next day or the day after. Yeah, I mean, you don't just want like a brand new couch and then what are you going to do when you sit on the couch? Gotta have the cross stitch too. I should stitch my way through the Quakers. We should have a Quaker month. Y'all want to have a Quaker month? If I were a better friend, I would remember when Deanna's birthday was, and we could stitch all the Quirky Quakers all month during her birthday. Wouldn't that be fun? That'd be such a fun way to celebrate. Celebrate her all month long. Because she deserves a birthday month. I feel like maybe she just had her birthday. Can it be March? It could maybe be March. My birthday's in March. I could host a Quirky Quaker birthday sale for the entire month of March. I do all Quirky Quakers. That might be a good idea. I'm thinking about making 2022 the year of the full coverage piece. So I think sprinkling in Quirky Quakers would be great for me next year. Yeah, y'all would join that? Okay. Should we do it? Should we just nothing like planning ahead, because I'm going to forget. Hashtag Quirky Quaker birthday sale? All March? Do it again in July. We do 2 months. I'm down for whatever. There's so many things I want to get back to. Now that Marathon for MMIW was great, but it took up a lot of plan. Oh yeah, she's a Cancer. Goodbye $40. Hello, all the Quirky Quakers. I mean, you don't want to hurt a Quirky Quaker's feelings by not getting all their friends. Now I wish I would have left more room in my journal, because I have all my Quirky Quakers in my journal. I wish I would have left more room next to them. Full finishes, yep. And that's another thing is Quirky Quakers are so small, they lend themselves to 1,000 tiny little finishes. Mine all go in my journal perfectly, but I have one that I turned into an ornament, and I kind of just let the ornament sit in the journal because I'll hang it on my Christmas tree during the Christmas time, and in the journal the rest of the year. Erin, yes, co-hosting. Do I hear co-host? I think I hear co-host out of Erin. Hashtag birthday. What are we going to say? Hashtag Quirky Quaker birthday sale. Done. Hashtag Quirky Quaker birthday sale in March. It's happening. Hashtag no Quirky Quaker left behind. Yes. Yes. You know what? I love that they're so cute. And I think, would I love them this much if they were designed by someone that was not so dear to my heart? I think yes, I would love them. But the fact that Deanna designed them, I just love them more. Oh my gosh, an entire Christmas tree of Quirky Quakers, done. Done. Erin, okay. Hashtag Quirky Quaker birthday sale. Hashtag no Quirky Quaker left behind. I feel like I'm on Love Island. Yes. New furniture, new cross stitch. And no Quirky Quaker left behind. Love it. What's the mulberry trees? Oh, Deanna's mulberry trees pattern. She has so many good ones. She's good, y'all. She has stuff to say. And I'm here for it. I'm glad she's not here. I feel like she would be totally embarrassed by all this gushing, but she deserves it. If you can't gush over your friends, who can you gush over? Oh, I forgot. I didn't stitch that corner. Don't let me forget. This thing doesn't count as finished until I stitch that corner. Although I am a little annoyed at the corner. I'm not a fan of one stitch at a time. What's the phrase? Alchemy Phoenix? I don't know. I can't pull it off the top of my head, so probably something about killing plants. I don't think anyone would ever ask me to watch their plants. At least I hope not. And I hope I would be a strong enough person to be like, no. Please don't ask me to watch your plants. Oh, yeah, I would not say that your mulberry trees are dead, but I'm afraid they're not alive. Okay, I got it now. Yeah, I mean, I'm a good cat sitter, okay? Wade and I had a cat sit a diabetic cat once, and we had to chase him down and give him insulin every day, which was fine. The first day was hard. Like, I was crying, the cat was crying, like, he didn't want to come to me to get his insulin shot. Wade finally tackled the cat and wrapped him up with an upside down burrito with his butt sticking out so I could give him his insulin. Because you like where the tail sticks up and there's his back, you pinched up some of his skin there to get into the sub-Q and you gave him his insulin there. But then the second day, Wade was like, let's take some catnip. So after that, he was our best friend, right? So the family that we were cat sitting for was going to be gone for 3 weeks. The cat's name was Tiger. He was old. The family that we were cat sitting for was going to be gone for 3 weeks, and we were going to do weeks 1 and 3 with the insulin. And then another person that lived next door to them was going to do week 2. And the family was one of my karate students. He called me on the first night of our off week, and he was like, they've been trying to catch Tiger for 4 hours. Can y'all go give him his insulin? And I was like, yes, just tell them we've got this and we will take over Tiger's insulin for the duration of your trip. And like, until we left Michigan, every time we went over to their house, that cat loved Wade. I don't do plants. I do not do plants. At work, they thought they were giving me an award, and they bought me an orchid, and I was like, so you're just giving me this to kill it? Like, what's the thought process? I mean, they meant well, but I killed it. We call them, in my house, we call orchids stick plants because that's what they end up looking. A cube of ice a day for orchids, that's it? Gosh. See, you make it sound easy, but I don't know. I think I would still kill it. All the plants in my house dead plant. I used to, when I lived closer to my mom, it wasn't a big deal because you can, like, I can think a plant is completely dead and take it to her house and she will bring it back. She's some kind of plant resurrectionist. But she's not anywhere near us here, so best not to have plants. Best not to have plants. I would like to, I have visions of like rose bushes and stuff, but I don't know how, like, oh, yeah. It's hard to keep things alive when you are feeling that way, right? If the creature doesn't come to me to ask for meals, that's funny. Hey, Adri. Yeah. And I feel like you can. I just, I think you have to pay attention to plants, and that's where I fall down. Like, I don't pay attention. I have other things that I don't know. Yeah. One of our really good friends in Michigan, she's the mom of some of my karate students, but we all got to be really good friends. She had like a entire area in their house just full of orchids, the most beautiful orchids, amazing orchids. You would go back to school for horticulture? That would be so cool. I would go back for geology. Yep. I mean, really and truly, I'm going to go back and get my master's in nursing, but if I could just do anything that didn't mean anything, I would go geology. I probably have to do that soon. Wade and I were trying to strategize about that the other day. Like, I want to get my master's. Hola, Veronica. Muy bien. I feel like I'm going to sound like a child. No trabajo for me today. I think saying no trabajo for me might not have... that was terrible grammar, and I know it, but I'm not sure how to fix that. Trabajar. No trabaje hoy. See? Thank you. Gracias. No trabaje. Que padre. No sé what that means. I would also like to learn Spanish. But yeah, so Wade and I were strategizing about like, my days are so full that if I go back to school, how cool, que padre, how cool. I'm going to learn that. I will internalize that one. My days are so full that if I go back to school, something would have to give. So we were trying to figure out like, okay, what would that be? Would it be videos? Would it be designing? What would it be? And we haven't quite figured it out yet, but it would probably be some designing. So maybe we'd only release a chart like here and there, but it's only 2 years. And I would do it online, so it probably wouldn't even be a full 2 years. It'd probably be like a year or so. I could do it in a year, I think, if I did it online. Because I would either do Western Governors University, which is where I got my bachelor's in nursing. Online, self-paced. I did it in like 3 months. Just plowed through it. Of course, I wasn't doing half of what I was doing now. How did I get into designing? That is a dang good question. I think because my design number 1 was love. And it's just a tiny little thing. So I think it started when I became a patron of Stitch magazine. And I was a patron at the $25 level. And at that level, you were able to, at the $25 level, you got a quarter of a page in the magazine to do whatever you wanted with. And I couldn't figure out what I wanted to do with it. And so I sat down one night and I was like, what if I design something? So I just designed something, the little love with the key. And I thought if one person stitches this, then maybe I'll keep doing it. And one person stitched it. So for the next episode or the next issue of Stitch magazine, I did another one, and that was Messy Bun Day. And then Love You More Studio was going to put out a box, and they said they were putting out an Alice in Wonderland box, and I said, hey, this is crazy, but what if I designed a pattern and you put it in the box? A cross-stitch pattern. And so they took a chance on me, and we did it, and that was design number 3. And then it was off and running. Off to the races, as it were. That's true. I should get Wade to design. He definitely has opinions about designing. He helps already. Like, he looks at things with a different eye than I do. So he's not looking so much at like with a cross stitch eye, but just a general aesthetic eye. And he like the things that he points out in the designs, like, he's usually not wrong. I really value his input. Adri, that's what Wade and I did for a long time too, is we would trade on and off degrees. So like, he had his bachelor's before we met. Stitch magazine. Stitch magazine has a Patreon. And you can join. There's a bunch of different levels. And at the $25 level, you get a quarter of a page in the magazine. Adri, I'm glad he's going to be taking advantage of the GI Bill. Definitely awesome. But yeah, that's what Wade and I did. So when we met, he already had his bachelor's. So then I finished mine. And then he went back and got another bachelor's. And then when he was done with that bachelor's, I went back and I got an associate's in nursing. And then he stopped. Um, he stopped. And so now I'm 1 associate's ahead of him. So he has 2 bachelors and I have 2 bachelors and an associate's. So I'm up by half a degree. Or I guess it's a full degree, right? Like, so here's love. Where is it? It's so like, it's super basic. But this was the first one I did. Love. So Stitch magazine is a British magazine, Beck. Oh, that's so cool. So he can use his GI Bill and you can also use the benefit of the GI Bill? Because that's awesome. I like that even more now. Yeah, y'all, I still get Stitch magazine, the digital copy, and I love it. So I think at one of the levels on the Patreon, the benefit is the magazine. So you can support them through Patreon and get the magazine. I used to get the hard copy. When they were doing hard copies, I very much enjoyed the hard copy of the magazine. It was nicely put together. It was almost like a little book. Wow. Oh my gosh, if you want to stitch love, it's in the Etsy shop. it's a really quick stitch. It's probably a SAF. Oh, that's awesome. Adri, that's so great. I love that you're both using it. I mean, you're right, 100%. He has more than earned it. Thank him for his service. And thank you. But I am so glad. What are his master's degrees in? He has 2. Wow. Wait, I fucked up. What's going on? Is that little guy short? 3, 2, 3. 3, 2, 3. Ah, what is going on? Something's not right. 3, 2, 3. I think I just made that little guy too short. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ah, I made this little guy too short. We're fine. We're all fine here. Did you see me almost lose my mind? You know what? I don't have any resilience left. I've got nothing. One tiny little thing goes wrong and I'm like, burn it all down. I can't with this. Thank you, EMT. That's what I was going for with love. I was going a little sampler action. Thank you for the love on that. Oh, wow. Wow. I did not know that. I am not adept with the military stuff. I don't. There's only one person. My grandma was in the military. All of my grandparents, of course, because World War II. Not my grandma on my mom's side, but 3 of my grandparents, of course, because World War II. Hey, Katie. But other than that, just my uncle, and he doesn't really talk about it much. And I don't think he took advantage of the GI Bill. I don't know. Thanks for the love on love, y'all. It was my very first. So it'll always have a special place in my heart. Oh my gosh, Kim, look at this. The GI Bill pre 9/11 is a lot different, huh? Look how nice. I love these colors more than the color. Like, you changed this one, right? This dark purple. You changed that. That looks great. That looks fantastic. Well, I'm glad it was an improvement, though, and not a downgrade. Right? That's... Oh, Be-Stitch Me Silks. Nice. There's not enough lifetime to stitch everything I want to stitch. Do you ever feel like that? There's not enough lifetime to stitch everything you want to stitch? And yet we try. And yet we try. Except for, so color and cotton and be-stitch me. It's a good combination. I love it when people mix up. I love mixing up kinds of flosses. So like silks and cottons together, why not? Cottons and Krynic, why not? Silks and Krynic, be careful. Because I feel like the Krynic could rip the silk. But, ooh, now we might run into some trouble here. Because there's 3. I might have to extrapolate this leg out and see, like, it's elderberry instead of 938. I like it. Oh, so that's a definite improvement, passing the benefit on to spouses and children. I honestly don't know why higher education isn't free for everyone. I mean, I do. I honestly do know why. It's because higher education is a huge moneymaker. But it should be. No, I think the moth looks fantastic. Yeah, that's why our stash is so huge. Exactly. My eyes are bigger than my stitching time. I love this. You know, I've been looking at this. I've been staring at this Mothman this whole night. I love them. They're so cool. So I probably won't finish the back stitching in this because they all have to be... Yeah, he wasn't active. He was never active duty. So he never was deployed. Well, he was... I guess that's not... I don't know what I don't... My verbiage is not right. He was never deployed anywhere. Does that... He never was sent anywhere. He was like... Yeah. Education should not be gatekept, period. It's really interesting, you know, when I worked in hospice, we were, my hospice was We Honor Veterans certified. So we all had to do a lot of continuing education on how to provide care to veterans. And it was fantastic because it's so different. Like, by and large, it's grouped by war. So, like, Vietnam vets generally won't talk about it. World War II vets, I forget. It's been a long time. But, like, it's how people react and are willing to talk about the war they were in. Definitely, by and large, generalization, is very war-specific. Yeah, everybody's different, though, right? My grandpa hated my mom's dad was infantry and he was in France and he would talk about things like he was 17 because he like illegally enlisted, right? He was like, I look big enough, so they're gonna let me in. So he would talk about things like some of the guys wouldn't eat all of their dinners and he and another guy were like always hungry, so they would always grab up everybody else's food, like even out of the rubbish bins. He would talk about that, but he never spoke a word about what happened during the fighting. Never a word. Could not get him to say a word. None of us even tried because he shut everybody down so hard. And then my other grandpa, my dad's dad, he flew spy planes. So he was also in France, but he was flying he was flying across enemy lines. So he flew spy planes / supply planes. He didn't have any guns on his plane. He just had a photographer in the back. And then they would hold supplies inside the plane and they would fly with the side doors open. So he just flew like a little Piper Cub. And he would fly over the enemy lines and he would have to fly low and turn the plane on its side to dump the supplies to the guys that were in the front. And when he turned the plane on its side, there was something about the design of the engine that the engine would stall. So he was already flying low so that the things wouldn't just crush on the ground. And then he's flying low and he stalls the plane doing what he's supposed to do. And so he has to recover but he would talk about a couple of times they took fire, right? And they couldn't fire back. So he just had to get out of there. And he said there was one time that he landed. They pulled his photographer out. The guy was dead. They put a new photographer in and they were like, get back up there. And he said he's never been so scared of in his entire life. And I can't imagine, but he did it. But I can't imagine like doing the thing, right? I can't imagine doing the thing. And Diana, I 100% agree. Student loan debt is such a farce. Like, it's so stupid. Like, let me trade this back in. I would trade in my classics degree also to cancel that debt, because that's 100%, like, it was fun, but that's 100% useless debt. Amy, I'm glad you could be that person for him. I think I'm gonna skip that stitch for now. And then I'll fill it in later if I need to. I think it's I think it's important too. I think some people definitely felt that way, like they needed to tell people, but a lot of people just can't talk about it, right? And think about, like, at least in America, mental health services are not all that accessible now. Covered mental health services that you can actually get into in a timely manner, not all that accessible now. Imagine how not accessible and how frowned upon it was back then, right? My mom's late husband would talk about Vietnam. The only thing he would talk about was how excited he was to come home. And then he flew home through San Francisco, and he was so excited to be home, and he was just so happy to have lived through it. And then when he landed in San Francisco and they got off the plane and they had to walk through the airport, people spit on him. And I get it, right? People were mad, but, like, they spit on him. And that's really the only thing he would ever say about Vietnam, is he was so excited to get home to us. And then when he finally did, they spit on him. So, good night, Beck. Yeah, right? Talking about it is like reliving it. And if you can't get the mental health services that you need, sometimes it's easier to just lock it away. I hope we're doing a better job recognizing that and helping people through it now. I hope so. Oh, classified. Yeah, I think, yeah. Plus toxic masculinity, right, which is rampant. I mean, hopefully we can do a better job now. Like, do I agree with the political decisions of the politicians to start wars and whatnot? Generally no. But it would take a lot for me to ever spit on another human being. I think that's so, like, you can feel strongly about things. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I've just never felt that strongly to want to spit on somebody. It seems uncouth. I don't know. I'm not sure what I'm talking about. He got hit by a little old lady with her umbrella. She was mad. Little old ladies are deceptively strong. I think I have to fill in this stitch here. You can't. Can you see that? There's an empty stitch there. Yeah, I would. Yeah. I think a lot of people who have never been in the healthcare field, like, and healthcare is similar, right? Not similar to war, but similar in that the things that we see, like, if you can talk about it, you can talk about it. But if you can't talk about it, and asking somebody, like, what's the worst thing, that's just not, no. If somebody volunteers, hey, this is the worst thing I've ever seen, okay. But, like, yeah. Yeah. Next question. Oh, Andrea. I don't even work the COVID unit, But I love that your abuela packed a punch. I feel like all abuelas probably pack a punch. My abuela packed a punch. I didn't call her my abuela, obviously, but COVID PTSD. And it's not even PTSD, right? There has to be a new thing because we're still in it. It's not like post-traumatic stress. It's like intra-traumatic stress disorder. Empire Strikes Back, that's right. Or what's that movie with Leonardo DiCaprio where the bear tries to eat him? Oh yeah, Diana, right? It does. I feel, Andrea, like, I hate to say this, but I feel like this is our new normal, you know? And something that hit me so hard, um, something that hit me so hard, I think last week I was listening to NPR on the way to work, and I ended up having to sit in the parking lot for a minute and just cry it out before I could go in. We're having a nursing shortage now, right? There's shortages across. And they were like, yeah, you know, we're pumping nurses out of nursing school. We're offering all these travel incentives. We're doing all these hiring bonuses. But let's also not forget the fact that 115,000 nurses have died from COVID. That's 115,000 nurses that are not coming back to the workforce. That's 2,000 nurses in every state, if you average it out, that are never coming back to their jobs. So, like, it's not just the early retirements. It's not just people leaving for a different field. It's like COVID has killed us, literally killed us. And I don't know why people can't get on board with us and just get a vaccine. You know, like, people are... Anyway, I think you've all heard me pontificate about that enough. We don't have to get into that. But look, this spoopy thing is done with only one extra stitch in the leg. Amy, I love that your 8-year-old wants to be a nurse. I think that's amazing. Yeah, Diana, I agree. I think if there's anything good, it's that I've learned to do that, to tell people, like, I can't associate with you anymore. You know? And people tell you who they are, right? Like, they say who they are. People say who they are, but really their actions tell you who they are, not their words. So I'm glad that I've learned to listen to people, I guess. If there's a bright side, if there's a good thing, the extra stitch is a glamour stitch, right? It's absolutely all just trauma at this point. Oh, Amy, I'm sorry. Hey, on a lighter note, Rosie's getting vaccinated. As soon as her doctor's office gets the vaccines in. We called today, they didn't have the vaccines yet. Yeah, Andrea, I hear it. I hear you. I was talking to Wade today. Like, I need a month off. I need a month off. That's what I need. I'm not going to get it, but that's what I need. All right. Who wants to enable my laziness and tell me what color this back stitch is? I can look it up. What is this? The Witchy Stitcher? Do I have it under the? I have it under the. The Witchy Stitcher. Let me see. It's not in that one. I can get rid of that one. I'm not settling. Oh, I don't have that one. Okay, let me... Oh yeah, don't forget the corner. I won't forget the corner. I just don't want to do the corner. No, I'll do the corner. Okay. Let me just... I gotta open my email and get the new Witchy Stitcher out. Where is it? The Witchy Stitcher. There. I was already facing burnout before COVID came along. Yeah, it gets... You haven't done any of the corners? You're waiting? Me too. I love the Witchy Stitcher. Okay, here we are in the Cryptid corner. Let me see. Where are we? Nightcrawler pattern, okay. So in the corner, I'm going to stitch with 783 and 780. I just do the corner, right? We're here. Maybe do them all in a single color. I should, but I already started them in different colors, so I'm just going to stick with it. It's not that bad. If my worst problem today is a confetti stitch, I think my worst problem might be getting this needle through this fabric. There we go. If my worst problem today is a confetti stitch, then I'm doing all right. I'm having a good day. We had one person in our nursing program. Hey, Katie Sue. We had one person in our nursing program that was straight out of high school. She was 18, and she struggled. She didn't have the empathy. And it was just her. I'm not saying anyone wouldn't have the empathy, but she really struggled. Academically, she was fantastic, but with the bedside stuff and patient care, she had a hard time. And I'm not being ageist, because there were some 20-year-olds that did fantastic, but this girl, she struggled a little bit. But she made it. I wonder what she's doing now. I'm sure she's great. I think the BSN is a good idea. Hospitals will start requiring them eventually. I like the ADN just to get through and get in. What is Wade whipping up tonight? Wade is cooking chicken and rice. I'm going to have a wrap. I wonder how different it is now with, because like, yep, see, that's where they're all, I think that's where all the hospitals are headed. That's why I'm just going to go ahead and get my master's, because that'll come too. I notice, Veronica, I notice that my stitches are neatest when I do I do one leg and then the next. If I'm doing full X's, my stitches are neater if I stitch from left to right than they are if I stitch from right to left. Oh yeah, Adri, I had a real fear of the people in my nursing program who were like, because we did this whole like, why are you here? What inspired you to be here? I had a real fear of the people who were there for like, because it's a guaranteed job. But you know what? People do things for all different reasons. And some of the people that were there because like, I just need to get a job are excellent nurses now. So yeah, you're not gonna, I mean, nurses do all right. Union nurses do best, of course, but that's union. Chris wants to know, did anybody start a freebie on the 1st? I did see a lot of them. I flat out forgot. I fully meant to start my freebie on the 31st so that it would be like, it wouldn't cut into my no start November. I fully forgot. I came home on the 31st and I just put my head down and I started stitching on my model because I knew we were going to go trick-or-treating and I wouldn't have that much time. And I was right. Trick-or-treating was so much fun. I fought it. I fought it so hard and it was so much fun. And it wasn't that cold. I mean, I put long johns on and everything and I had my big coat, my big winter coat, and I had mittens and I had a hat, but it was a good time. All right. Haunted Pants Outlines is DMC 310, 1 strand? Eee, I don't think so. I think I'm going to go, it says for a more subtle look, use 610. I'm going to do 610. Oh, yeah. You know, it's weird. With nurses and strikes, it's really weird because if the hospital's hiring travel nurses to break a strike, that ain't cool. But if the Adri, good night. But if the hospital's bringing in strike nurses, that's okay. Like, there's a whole subset of travel nurses that are considered strike nurses, and they take short-term contracts. It's usually like in the amount of weeks, not months. Most of our travel nurses are locked in for 3 months, but strike nurses tend to get like week by week contracts. And what they do is they come in and they allow the nurses that need to strike, they allow us to strike. So I think it's an interesting dichotomy because when I first heard of strike nurses, I was like, those jerks. But it's actually good because if nurses want to strike, somebody still has to take care of the patients. So strike nurses allow us to strike, but also allow us to know that our patients are being taken care of. But if they're bringing in actual travel nurses, like to replace them, that ain't cool. That is not the same thing. That is 110% different and scabby. The first came and went, and now it's the third. Katie's doing it. It's You I Like bookmark. Oh, yay! I was wanting to be a doctor, but my health didn't allow it. Oh, I love that, though. But now you turned that passion into research. Fantastic. There is a pattern for It's You I Like. Hold, please. I keep opening more tabs. So It's You I Like was actually thought up by our very own Diana. It is Kismet. It's in my profile. Diana, do you have it linked in yours too? I just always go to mine because I know I can find it. It's in my link tree. Let me throw... Yeah, they're hiring for our hospital. They're giving every floor has travelers because everybody's so burnt out. So here's It's You I Like. Let me hold, please. It's so interesting to me to see how different each hospital is doing. I have it linked. There we go. Got it. Oh, gosh. I'm not sure what her deal is either. COVID twice, no vaccination, advertising it like, God. I mean, I'm done. I can't with people. Anyway, if you want the It's You I Like pattern, that's the link I just posted. So there you go. And let me see. I can go here. Now I'm going to outline these bad boys. Oh, yeah. I think that's better than black, right? I think outlining these in black would be maybe too freedom. Whatever. I see your side eye. I love your side eye. I can't with people. You can take your freedom. Never mind. Pathological individualism. That's what I call it. I should design a chart with a big American flag. You say freedom, I say pathological individualism. Potato, potato. Ugh. Our hospital's not giving us anything. Like, we get CES, which is compensation for extra shift if we pick up an extra shift. So if it puts you into overtime, then you get paid time and a half. Plus CES is $19 an hour for that extra shift. But, like, travelers are making $200 an hour. And my overtime plus CES is not $200 an hour. Yeah. Delta is behaving very differently than the original COVID did. It's bad. But on the upside, the kiddos are available. The kiddos can get vaccinated now. And that's huge. Like, I definitely cried when I heard the result of that vote. Even though I knew. Thank you, Pat's girl, for the... Oh, Lisa, you did it in 310? Yeah, I'm committed. Plus, I totally talked myself into the 610 because I do not want to backstitch with the diamante. I just don't. Travel nursing would be cool. I was looking up the latest Cryptid is all the way at the bottom. It's the Frogman. I was looking up travel spots, right? Because I was like, oh, I didn't know case managers could travel. And then we posted my case manager unit, posted some travel spots, and we got a couple travelers in. So that's exciting. And then I thought, like, I wonder if I could travel. And there's an 8-week spot in, like, Washington. I could stay with my aunt and uncle, and I could make, like, more in 8 weeks than I make in, like, 4 months down here. So my question is, like, why would I not take that much PTO, as much as I have, and then go do the traveler job? It's pretty crappy. Like, I love my job. Don't get me wrong. I love my job. I love it. I feel like I was made to do my job. But there's hard days. Yeah, the latest Cryptid is the Frogman. It's cute. See, I wouldn't mind. I feel like traveling as a care manager might be a little bit challenging because I feel like what makes me really good, like, the more relationships I build in my community, the better, more effective care manager I am. Because, like, if I call somebody and they know my voice and I know their voice and we know each other over the phone, then it's easier to work with them when you have a relationship, right? Than working with strangers. It just is. Because if I tell my home health agency, like, look, sign my patient up, I'll get you the orders when I can. Or if I tell my DME company, like, look, get your driver on the road, get me my walker, the orders will be waiting for you when you get back to the office. They know I'm good for it because we've worked together for almost 3 years. But if I'm new, I don't feel like I have that kind of leverage. Does that make sense? I don't know. Feels like it makes sense. Man, the sun is almost down. Blah. Oregon will full-on tax any Washington income. Yep. I feel like travel nursing is weird too because I don't know. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to. Are you kidding? I was looking at travel nursing jobs and I'm like, who am I kidding? I'm comfortable in my comfort zone. I'm comfortable in my comfort zone. My comfort zone is comfy and I like it. Comfy and I like it. And I don't know, only 10%. I feel like I would have to save more than that. Oh, Washington doesn't have state income tax. I did not know that. So y'all up in Washington don't have state income tax. We don't have sales tax. Interesting. Interesting dichotomy. Interesting tax situation up here in the PNW. Hey, Teresa. Are you loving these spoopy pants? I'm loving them. I feel like the backstitch definitely makes them pop. I don't mind backstitch. I find it soothing. Yeah, trying to see the bright side of things, right? On a scale... Oh, one of my friends sent me the Fauci scale. The Tim Burton Sal on Etsy by Tumbling Teach Designs. I have not seen that one. Maybe we should check it out. Maybe we should check it out. Oh, bless me. I don't think it's Tumbling Teach. What's the name? Because I couldn't. Tumbling Teach Designs didn't come up. Maybe I'll search Tim Burton Sal. Oh no, Diana's raging at a quilt. Yeah, you can't. I have links turned off. Just, is it Tumbling Teach Designs? Because I can't find that. Oh my god, there's so much cute Tim Burton stuff on Etsy. Don't search Tim Burton on Etsy, Diana. Oh, Tumbling Teach Design. Oh, jeez. That didn't work. Tumbling Teach Designs. Oh, you can't see anything yet. Duh, that's why. It was right there. It's just here. Tim Burton Universe. Tim Burton Universe inspired Stitchalong beginning January 2022. All things Tim Burton. Edward Scissorhands, Nightmare Before Christmas, Beetlejuice, Alice, Charlie, James and Giant Peach. 504 by 504? Do you go on with your bad self? 504 by 504. They lost me at 504 by 504. Oh, that's okay. Someone's going to stitch it and I'm going to love it and I'm going to have FOMO. But 504 by 504. That's a no from me, dog. Right. Hard pass. But like hard pass, but I'm going to need somebody to stitch it though, right? Because I got to see it. I'm going to need somebody to stitch it, but not me. Okay, 1, 2, 3, not it. Right? Right? Did you ever do that in school? 1, 2, 3, not it. Not it. 504 by 504. Hail to the no. No, 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 no. Lissa, you should totally stitch that. It's probably fantastic, actually. But also, like, oh, they lowered our tax rate? What the what? Lissa, I'm just kidding. You should not. 504 by 504, that's no. I balk at 3 something by 3 something. If it's not a full coverage, then we're not getting up into the 500s. No, 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 no. That's a hard stop. It's probably amazing. I wonder if it's like this. Like, I feel like these cryptids, you can stitch it all together like a bunch of people are doing, but people are stitching them as like little ornaments. And like, how cute is that? How cute is that? And how low pressure, right? That's a great way to do a sal. That's why I think this is a fantastic like setup for a sal. Or like Brittany at Ingleside Imaginarium. Her the sal that's on the pot of all the Greek and Roman creatures. It's such a fantastic oh no, Zamia, the stitch count is 504 by 504. That's so funny. We all had this knee-jerk reaction to the same movie. What was I saying? Oh yeah, Brittany, Ingleside Imaginarium, her Greek and Roman creatures one. You can stitch it all like it's on a pot, but they're separate enough, like they don't overlap each other. You could stitch each one of those as an individual ornament. I love that. I love that. Hey, Joanna. Joanna wants to know where you can find cottage garden threads in the U.S. I know Liz at Stitchy Box stocks them. I know Abby Topknot has some of them. I think mostly Abby Topknot has has the packs for the Bushland Quakers, because each of the Bushland Quakers comes with a pack of cottage garden threads. But yeah, I would start with those two, and then honestly, like, call an LNS, because even if they don't stock them, they might be able to get them. They might be able to wholesale order them. I would also say, though, be prepared to wait if they don't have them in stock. But you could also just Google, right? Cottage garden threads and see who has them. Because I'm sure some of the... Oh, Shell has a piece of 18 count big enough to accommodate that. That would be huge. Oh, gotcha. Gotcha. Okay. That makes sense. We always end up paying a lot of taxes because Bendy Stitchy designs. So, wah wah. Look at, I backstitched this little guy and he's the cutest. Looks good, right? Like, this is okay. This is fine. But this is so much better. Backstitch. Backstitch. It took a minute. So we won't have this block finished on this, but it'll be pretty near. Pretty near, as my grandma used to say. Pretty near. 34 by 34 inches. Yikes. Oh, you're cutting it close on the edge. I love it. Margins, what? Who cares about margins? Yeah. Sleepy Hollow. I've seen some people do the Hawk Run Hollow charts as individuals. That's so cool. Legit ways to fix my tax burden. I know, I think we just didn't think about it very well. I think we just weren't prepared or something. Stitching 1/1 on 28 count. Oh. 1/1 on 28 count would be cool. 30, oh, the 34 includes a 3-inch border. Okay, then you're totally fine. Totally fine. These 20 stitches has totally got me wanting to stitch stuff 1/1. Like, I'm reposting their reels about them stitching 1/1. Ridiculous. Somebody talk me out of it. Because I hate, every time I stitch 1/1, I hate it. Like, I do not love 1/1. But I have some pretty dreamy pieces of 28 count fabric in my stash. See, Diana? Diana knows. Do not stitch 1/1 if it's not a full coverage. Every time I do, I hate it. I'm always like, oh, this is a good idea. And then I start it, and I'm like, that was not a good idea. And then I abandon it. Literally everything I've ever started 1/1. Gone into the rubbish bin. Because you can't pick that out either, right? Lissa, I did. I did see your Hex Hotel over 1. Love it. It's going to be so tiny. I might... Yeah, me and Lolly. We did, right? Lolly and I started a couple things together, 1/1 on 28 count, and we both put them in the rubbish bin. The only thing I might consider stitching 1/1 is something that's like just a tiny, that would turn into like a tiny piece of jewelry. But that wouldn't be a large piece, right? It would be just something very small anyway. So the designer for the Tim Burton thing, it's Tumbling Teach Designs. Tumbling Teach Designs. No spaces. You don't even use one. I mean, I like 40 count. I'm down with 40 count. So like one strand is not a problem. It's the over 1. Funnily enough, I do not mind 1/1 when it's full coverage. I'm like happy to be there. But anything else, nope. No. We're almost pow here. Look, the end of my floss is going to perfectly coincide with the end of this video, which is great. So we got, I mean, way closer than I thought we were. Yeah, that's me too. I was going to try it 1/1. On that fabric you sent, actually. I might still try it. But I also like, same, I don't like how my stitches look 1/1. And I think the reason 1/1 full coverage is okay for me is because the fabric is different. Like it's almost like a plastic canvas of a fabric that I use. So it keeps everything really even. And then there's so many stitches around each other that it all ends up looking the same. Oh, it deleted EMT. So for what it's worth, I can see your message, but I think it's because you put a dot between backstitch and nope. And I don't know if it's Twitch or Streamlabs read that as you trying to submit a link. It's not a perfect system. 1/2 on 56 count. Yikes. But awesome. Yikes, but amazing. Same thing, right? Okay, Wade's almost done cooking. I'm almost done with this strand of floss. And we almost finished this creepy pants, spoopy pants. This is a day of almosts. I'm happy with today. Thank you all for being here. I was in a foul mood earlier because shipping went a little wonky. But everything's back on track now, and I feel better after spending time with you all. So thank you. What else? Is that all we need? I think that's all we need. I think that's it. Amy, have a good night. Cade, thank you. I am. Sometimes I'm like, I don't want to do a live video, but every time I do a live, I've never done a live video and felt worse afterwards. Always feel better. I feel tired. It's a lot of energy expenditure, but I feel it's like a good tired, It's a happy, relaxed. Still not stoked to go to work tomorrow, but it is what it is. All right, we're tying it off. I got up to the crotch of the big spoopy pant, and we did great. I'm kind of tempted to just finish this block off tonight so that I can post it. Oh, Kim, you had a doggy. Kim had an unhelpful helper. And I don't think we'll raid tonight because I didn't get my life together to do it, but I think that's okay. Okay. Oh, Shell, you might have to do it. Oh, Lisa, I'm glad that we're your social interaction. Y'all, I think I will just finish the backstitching on that, right? It's going to be fine. I can take a minute off from the model. So, 3 long seams to go. Diana, you've got this. Just, I know it doesn't work like that, but I picture you just like, All right, I'm going to go eat. I appreciate you all so much. Thank you for hanging out. I'll see you not till Saturday. I'll see you on Saturday for FlossTube. Bye, y'all. Bye. Where am I going? What's happening?